right, how's everyone doing tonight? All right, we are continuing with our Fate Stay Night stream. Last we left off, uh, Shirou learned that there was a master hiding out near Ryudo Temple, and decided to decide against going just rushing in there, going all Leroy Jenkins. Rushing in there, but yeah, Saber decides to go all Leroy Jenkins and winds up fighting Assassin to a draw. So, what's gonna happen? Let's find out. February 6th. Fate 7. Sword and Magic Part 1.
できれば誰も悲しまない方がいい。自分程度の力添えで周りが幸せなら、それはこの上なく住みやすい世界だと思うんだ。
Is this Kiritsugu talking? That was always Kiritsugu's favorite saying. The man who I saw as a champion of justice was saying he thought he was a failure, that he wasn't good enough. He didn't need to explain it to me. The worlds the young me and the grown-up Kiritsugu lived in were too different, and so the standards for being a hero of justice were different too. When I was young, this house was my entire world. So my old man, Fujine, myself, and my favorite shed were the only things that needed protecting. All I thought I had to protect was what I could see around me. But Kiritsugu wanted to do something for those he couldn't see or reach.
若い頃は向こうに捨てね。世の非常を呪うことで自らを育んでいた。世界が非常ならば、それ以上に非常になることを武器にして自分の理想を貫こうとしたんだよ。
There will always be those that can't be saved. You just can't save everything. If in the process of trying to save 1,000, you overlook 500, then I will abandon 100 to save 900. That is the most efficient way. That is the ideal, Kiritsugu once told me. Of course I got mad hearing that. It really ticked me off. Because I didn't have to be told that, since I knew that already. Because I knew firsthand that it was that very ideal that led to me being saved. I didn't need to be reminded about something so obvious. But I still believe that a hero of justice could save everyone, despite those limitations. Because that's what a hero of justice was. Someone who could still perform miracles, no matter how idealistic or unattainable they may be.
そうだね、シロ。結果は一番大事だ。けどそれとは別に、そうであろうとする心が。
What did Kiritsugu say about heart again? I don't remember. It's not often I reminisce about something from so long ago. I must be in a deep sleep. Otherwise I wouldn't be dreaming in the first place.
シロ、起きてください。そろそろ朝食ではないですか?
See? Saber is waking me up. It's pathetic. What? I bolt upright and out of my futon. It's 6:30 in the morning. Fresh sunlight pours in from outside.
シロ、朝です。朝食の支度はいいのですか?
Saber staring right at me. I overslept. Sorry. I'll get up right away.
私に謝る必要はないと思いますが、ゆっくりしている余裕がないのは事実です。先ほど、桜と凛が揉めていたようですから。
Uh-oh. Sakura and Tosaka are arguing? What's going on? Hold on. Don't throw me into a situation I don't understand just as I'm waking up! Is that happening in Tosaka's room?
いえ、今です。 私も通りかかっただけですから、詳しくは知りませんが。
Got it. I'll head there now. Oh, but there's something I forgot to do.
何でしょうか、シロ。
Good morning, Saber. Thanks for waking me. I greet her, and then I head out to the hallway. But seriously, what did Tosaka do to start an argument with Sakura? Tosaka! In the living room, there's no sign of Sakura. Tosaka is alone, casually watching the weather forecast on TV.
おはよう。朝っぱらから人の名前を叫ぶなんて穏やかじゃないわね。
She turns around as if to ask if something had happened. Huh? That's weird. It doesn't look like she was fighting with Sakura at all. Morning. Hey, Tosaka. I heard you and Sakura were arguing. Is that true?
え？あ、そっか。セイバーから聞いたのか。ええ、客観的に見ればそういうことになるけど、別に大したことじゃないわよ。単にしばらくここには来るなって言いつけただけだから。
She's so casual about basically banning Sakura from my house. That's ridiculous. Sakura already said no to staying away from this house, so there's no way she would agree, even if we asked again.
ないけど、交換条件を出したら帰ってくれたわよ。さくらが1週間ここに来なければ、私はおとなしく家に戻るって言ったの。それで交渉成立。しぶしぶだけど帰っていったわ。あ、そうそう。シローによろしくだって。
You did what? Why would she do something like that without telling me? Actually, I shouldn't yell at her for it. Tosaka's just done something I should have. You're right. Sorry for making you be the bad guy so early in the morning. You must be terrible, Tosaka.
いや、別に面倒でも嫌でもなかったけど、なんだってそんなこと言うわけ、シロ？
Because weren't you and Sakura friends? Telling Sakura to not leave not once but twice doesn't sound like a fun job. That's why I feel bad. I'm the one who should take charge, but I made you do the dirty work again.
いいけどそんなの。私だって自分の安全第一でさくらを追い出したんだし、シローにそう謝られる筋合いなんてないわ。
Huh? What do you mean for your own safety?
だってシンジがマスターだったんでしょ。あいつのことだからシロんとこにさくらがいるって分かったら目の敵にするに決まってるもの。だからシンジとの決着がつくまではさくらはここにいさせない方がいいのよ。
Ah, I get it. She makes a good point. Shinji said he doesn't tell Sakura anything. I don't think he was lying. But if he finds out his little sister comes here so often, he might get the wrong idea. You're right. It could look to Shinji like we're taking Sakura hostage.
そういうこと。もっともそんなことは別にして、ここが危険なことに変わりはないでしょ。あんまり頻繁に夜出歩かせるのもなんだし、しばらくは遠慮してもらった方がいいのよ。それがさくらのためだし、私たちのためでもある。
Yeah, you're right. I feel bad for Sakura, but I'll just have to apologize and ask her forgiveness later. Though I won't be able to explain myself even when the time comes. This is really getting to me. I feel really bad about turning Sakura away like this, even if it's temporary. She's been so unselfish about helping me for all this time.
あら、随分と元気がないこと。さっき人を怒鳴りつけてくれた異性はどこに行ったのかしらね。エミヤくんはそんなにさくらがいないと寂しいのかな？
Tosaka grins maliciously. Oh crud. I've known she teased me whenever I show vulnerability, but I went and did it again. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Sakura was the symbol of peace at our house. She offset whatever Fujine and I were lacking. so of course I'm down about us sending her away for our own selfish reasons.
なんだ、よくわかってるじゃない。それだけ言えれば合格よ。少しは勝ち切ってのが出てきたみたいね。
What are you trying to say?
わからない？つまりね、戦いが終わればさくらは戻ってくるでしょ。シロは聖杯なんていらないって言うけど、それなら今まで会ってくれた平穏のために戦えばいい。ほら、目的がはっきりしていいじゃない？
Tosaka smiles her very biggest smile. When she puts it like that, I really have no choice but to agree. Dang, I don't know what to say. What she said there confirms that she's both mean-spirited and ridiculously awesome at the same time.
じゃあしばらくさくらちゃんは来ないの？
Yeah, that's what's going on. Why don't you do your parents a favor and go home once in a while for a change? Gramps was complaining about his daughter neglecting him.
お父さんなんかほっといてもいいの。私がいなくたって死にゃしないんだから。それにね、さくらちゃんがいないんなら余計私がしっかりしなくちゃダメじゃない。シロだって男の子だもん。万が一があったら懲戒免職よ。そうなったら責任取ってくれる？シロ？
That'll never happen. Sadly, since I'm a man, I can't really confidently deny that.
エミヤくん、何かしらね、今の止めは。
She glares. Tosaka's eyes bore into me from one side. I don't think anything would happen. Tosaka's not staying here for fun, you know. I sure know that.
そう。よかった。やっぱりエミヤくんは信用できますね、先生。当然です。シローは私でもちょっと趣味に走りすぎたかっていうぐらい落ち着いてるんだから。
Saber continues to eat in silence as she observes the two interacting. It's been 2 days, but I don't think I'll ever get used to this.
あ、そうそうシロー。弓道部のことなんだけどね。三辻さんが怪我したっていう話知ってる？
Mitsuzuri? Did she pick a fight with someone in another club again? Honestly, she really needs to calm down. She's going to be a third year soon. So how's she doing? Is she hurt bad?
うん、それは大丈夫。軽い捻挫だって。学校の帰り道に怪しいやつに襲われたそうよ。あの子って俊足でしょ。スパーッと勢いよく逃げたんだけど、最後に転んで怪我したみたい。
I see. I'm glad nothing bad happened. But honestly, whoever tried to attack her is either a real daredevil or they're just reckless. Either way, they were a fool. I just thought...
てっきり逃げたんじゃなくてノックアウトしたって思ったんでしょう。
Fujine grins. Yep, she sure knows Ayako Mitsuzuri well. Yeah, it's rare for Mitsuzuri to run away. But I guess she's not so tough against thieves. I suppose things worked out for the best. Sometimes something like that will probably teach her a thing or two about being feminine. I munch on my rice, nodding approvingly.
ねえねえ、エミヤくん。
Suddenly, Rin Tosaka slaps my shoulder, smiling at me.
私からもちょっと耳寄りな話してあげよっか。
Huh? What? I doubt it'll be more interesting than what I just heard.
うん。今まで黙ってたけどね。私と綾子って仲良しなの。休みの日は2人で遊びに行くぐらいの仲って知ってた？
Wait. Why are she and Mitsuzuri friends? Come again?
今の話、一言一句間違えずに伝えてあげるから安心して。エミヤくんも喜んでたって言ったら、綾子ったらそりゃあもう瓦10枚はぶち抜くぐらいに喜ぶんじゃないかな。
I would like to amend my statement. See, it was just a figure of speech. It's not something I'd be proud of people heard, so I would really appreciate it if you kept it to yourself.
そうなの？なら黙っていてもいいけど、それなりの条件がないときついかな。ほら、ついポロッと口に出ることってあるじゃない？
can't believe this. Sure, you sound sincere, but I'm not buying it.
あら、ごめんなさい。別に楽しいわけじゃないから誤解しないでね。
Yeah, there's no misunderstanding here. She's enjoying this. Got it. I'll start making Western-style breakfast from now on. You said it earlier. You mentioned that breakfast should have bread.
上出来ね。マーマレードだけじゃなくていちごのジャムも忘れないでくれると嬉しいわ。
I don't know what you have against Japanese breakfast, you foreigner wannabe. I can't believe you would so radically change our breakfast just to suit your needs, you tyrant.
いいえ、それは違います。朝食がパンになるのは私も嬉しい。加えて半熟の卵を用意していただければ文句はないのですが。
Saber jumps right into the discussion. Is that so? Fine. You all just want Western-style food, darn it. Sakura makes a Western-style breakfast one time and it goes right to your heads. Fine then. I'll serve bread for tomorrow, so no more complaints, right? So what was said here stays here. Don't you dare blab about this to Mitsuzuri. I huff and shove rice into my mouth without looking at either of them. And then...
なんでそんな無駄なことするのかな?
Fujine, who had been watching our conversation with a look of wonderment, finally speaks up. What do you mean, pointless?
だって遠坂さんが話さなくても私が三辻さんに話しちゃうじゃん。こんな面白い話黙ってられないよ私。
Fujine shakes her head disapprovingly as she eats. Actually, I need to think of a way to deal with her, or I'm really in trouble. Breakfast ends and it's 7:30. Fujine surprisingly stays back and suggests that the three of us walk to school. But we can't do that. I made a decision last night. Now that I've said I won't rely on Saber, I can't afford to take it easy anymore. No, don't worry about locking up. I'm not going to school today. I leave Fujine and Tosaka off. Fujine freezes, stupefied for just a few seconds.
ちょっと、学校を休むってどういうことよ。
え？お？
Tosaka beat Fujine to the chase.
そうよシロ。学校休むってシロどこも悪くないでしょ？
No, but my scar hurts. You know how scars hurt when the weather changes? It's like that.
それ嘘でしょシロ。
Yeah, but let me off the hook just for today, Fujine. It's not that I don't like school. There's something I have to do, and it's just more important right now, so let me go.
もうそんな言い方されたら私の負けじゃない。シロが事情を話さない時っていつもそうなんだもん。昔っからそうだよね。
Fujine is complaining, but at least she understands. So there it is. I'll leave the school to you, Tosaka.
そう。まあ、エミヤくんがいようがいなかろうが、こっちには支障はないし。確かに悪くない選択よ、それ。
Yeah, leave the house to me. I'm not going to work for a while either, so I won't be leaving the house much.
わかった。それじゃあ行ってくるね、シロ。怪我で学校を休むんだから、あんまり外に出ちゃダメよ。
それじゃあね。今回はいいけど、次からは事前に相談してよね、こういうことは。
I should probably clean the floors. I told Saber to meet me here a little later. I always just do the bare minimum of cleaning in here. It's been years since I sparred with anyone in this place. It'd probably be rude to both the dojo and Saber if I don't clean up a little. But honestly, I don't know what she's going to do for sword training. I've sparred using a shinai with Kiritsugu many times, but Kiritsugu and I never really cared about proper form. It was more like a couple of amateurs beating each other up. I never really had any plans to practice kendo seriously, and I was really only taught how to fight opponents wielding a sword. I was never keen on using tools in a fight. My interest was always making and fixing them. In that sense, this might be the first time for me to learn proper swordsmanship in any serious sense. Saber's swordsmanship is different than kendo, but I'm sure there are some things in common, and I don't think they're so different I won't be able to keep up. I hear the door open. Saber arrives precisely on time. That works out well, since I've just finished cleaning. Sorry I made you wait. I was thinking of having you teach me here.
どうかしましたか、シロー。何か意外なものを見るような顔をしていますが。
Oh, it's nothing. I was just surprised that you're still in the same clothes. I thought you were going to wear your other outfit. We're training with swords, so I immediately thought Saber in her armor, since that's what she always wears when she's fighting.
はあ、武装している方がいいというのでしたら着替えますが。たとえ試合とはいえ、鎧をまとわないのはシローに失礼です。申し訳ありません。すぐに着替えてきます。
Oh, that's not what I meant. I just misunderstood. It's fine. I actually prefer you in this outfit to your armor.
ですが、この服装ではシローの気が済まないのではないのですか？
Unsatisfactory? I mean, you don't look like you're dressed for a bout. You don't look like you're dressed for a bout right now, but it shouldn't matter as long as you're comfortable. Wearing armor all day will just tire you out.
それはそうですが、この服装で剣を振るうのはおかしくはないでしょうか。
Why would you think that? It's not weird. You look good. I think you look better right now than you do in your armor.
理解しかねます。この服装は確かに気軽なのですが、戦闘には耐えられないでしょう。セーバーとしては不向きな姿だと思うのですが。
Don't you dare wear that outfit in a fight. Don't you dare wear that outfit in a fight, dummy. You're a girl, Saber. Girls look good in outfits like this, so it's fine. So this is fine. And then I return the rag I'd been cleaning with to the bucket, and I bring back 2 shinai that had been leaning against a wall. So what are you planning on doing for what are you planning for training, Saber? I'm leaving everything to you to decide, so tell me anything, no matter how absurd it might be. I toss her the bamboo sword. Saber seems distracted as she catches the shinai and stares at me quietly. Huh? Is there a problem with bamboo swords? Don't tell me you want to use wood or even... Don't tell me you want to use wood or even real blades? She's really a tough instructor. This is beyond anything I imagined.
いえ、そのようなことはありません。せっかく優れた試合用の模造刀があるのですから、こちらを使うことにしましょう。
Saber draws in a deep breath. He goes right back to being the normal Saber as I know her. That's a relief. It'd be too noisy to spar with wooden swords. So what are we going to do? Are you going to make me strengthen my body by swinging the sword 500 times or run laps?
その必要はないでしょう。私から見ても、シローの運動能力は水準に達しています。これ以上肉体面を鍛えるのであれば、それは1日や2日でできることではありません。シローは魔術師としては未熟ですが、戦士としては悲観したものではないと思います。幼い頃からよほど懸命に鍛えてきたのですね。
Well, that's all I was really good at. You don't have to be talented in magecraft to work out physically.
それが幸いしたのでしょう。ランサーに襲われて死に至らなかったのは、シローのそういう努力の賜物ですから。ですが、それは武器になるほどのものではありません。人間には限界がある。シローの体はその限界の域には程遠いし、突破することも難しいでしょう。ですから私が教えることは、ただ戦うことだけです。
What do you mean, just fight? Based on your tone, it doesn't sound like you'll teach me how to fight.
当然です。一朝一夕で戦闘技術など身につくはずがないでしょう。 私にできることはマスターに1回でも多く戦いを味わってもらうことだけです。そもそも人に物を教えることは苦手なのですから、私に指示されても困ります。
Hello? Having her sound so proud about that makes it a bit awkward for me as her student. So we're just going to have a bunch of matches?
ええ。ただそれだけです、マスター。寸止めはなし。お互い相手を殺すつもりで打ち合いましょう。そうですね。1時間もすればどういうことなのか理解してもらえると思います。
Saber readies herself, gently gripping her shinai. Huh? I tilt my head, wondering what she means, but I also grip my shinai as Saber does. In that instant, my vision goes black. Saber is teaching me one very simple lesson. No matter what I do, no matter what strategy I come up with, none of it will change the outcome of a fight against someone who I just don't have a chance of beating. Ouch! That hurt. It's definitely broken.
折れているのならもっとたくましい腕になっています。重度の打ち身ですが、今のシロウならじきに回復するでしょう。
Okay, then let's keep going.
まだ続けるのですか、シロウ。確かに打ち身ではありますが、すぐに動いていいものではありません。
Says the person who didn't hesitate to charge at my arm. Fine, if you don't feel like it, I'll use this opportunity. I got her! Nope, obviously.
人の話を聞いてください。明らかにシロウは疲労しています。そんな体ではせっかくの修練も無駄になるのですから、休憩を入れるべきです。
But it's disgrace for you to beat me so badly when you're so obviously taking it easy on me. If I can't even get you to so much as raise a brow, then if I can't even get you to so much as raise a brow, I'll be too frustrated to even collapse.
驚くというのでしたら、もう十分驚いています。強情だとは思っていましたが、まさかこれほどとは思っていなかった。
Well, sorry about that. I hate losing.
ええ、それは嫌というほど思い知りましたので結構です。ともかく休憩にしますから、シロウも市内を置いてください。床も汗で滑りやすくなっている。極限状態での模擬戦でもなし、疲労困憊して足場も不確かなどという状態では意味がありません。
Why not? I thought combat training was supposed to simulate worst case scenarios. If not,
それこそ無意味です。いいですか、シロウ。あなたがサーバントと戦うというのでしたら、体力は万全、足場は完全、逃走経路は確保済みという状況以外での戦闘は無意味です。あなたは全てが充実した状態でなければサーバントと戦いにさえならない。最悪の状態で戦うという時点であなたは選択を間違えているのです。
So what you're saying is I shouldn't even bother trying to fight in situations like this?
そういうことです。そうなってはどのような奇跡もシロウを救いはしないでしょう。あなたの戦いはまず自身を万全にし、的確な状況を模索することから始まるのです。
Got it. Then I'd like to take a break. I slump against the wall and slowly slide down to the floor. Phew! I exhale. Air should be what I feel coming from my lungs, but instead there's only heat. Ouch! While my body is throbbing with pain, I glance toward the clock on the wall. It's a little past 11 o'clock. We started around 9, so we've been sparring for about 2 hours. During the first hour, I was just getting beaten up. Saber struck suddenly, then I blacked out. I woke up thinking I would be more careful, and then just got knocked right back out. After getting beaten up repeatedly, my body seemed to get used to it, Or maybe my anger just triggered some latent power, but eventually I did manage to block the first blow. The problem came after that. Here's a thought. Would humans dare to, or even be able to fight back against an opponent who is so much stronger and more skilled? Yuoni. The answer was no, because I blacked out the instant I flinched. After that, it was just a repeated show of a cat cornering a rat. If, no matter how I tried to block the attack, I was just going to fall, mortally wounded, then I had no choice but to attack in desperation. Of course, she deflected my attacks easily and knocked me out, but as I got used to it, I started getting enough time and awareness to intuit that the next attack would kill me. So I had just enough time to think for myself, oh crud! I guess in a general sense, I was getting into the swing of things. So after that, I went on the defensive. My intuition kept screaming that the next attack would knock me out, so I tried to avoid it like any living thing would. I managed to parry Saber's Shinai attacks as they rained down upon me, and while I waited for an opening to counterattack, she struck a fatal blow. I managed to stand up and think that next time I'd last longer, then think maybe I should just go on the offensive before she could strike, since I couldn't hold out anyway. And that went on for 2 hours. I'm not sure if this is going to make me stronger, but I do think it's helping me get used to fighting. Practice so I'm neither confused nor too calm in the face of the enemy. All I'm doing is teaching myself that I'm a single mistake away from death. But if you asked me if I thought it was meaningless, I'd say no. With no effective weapon to use, this feeling of constantly being on edge is the most important thing I have.
お疲れ様でした。どこか痛むところはありますか、シロ？
The next thing I know, Saber is right next to me. I'm so exhausted. I'm dripping sweat all over the floor. Saber isn't even breathing hard. It'd be hard to find anywhere that doesn't hurt at this. It'd be hard to find anywhere that doesn't hurt at this point. You really didn't hold back, Saber. It actually felt extraordinary having you just come at me without even having a chance of defending myself. I have to admit, I'm saying that entirely because I'm a sore loser.
はい。シロに合わせて加減はしましたが、容赦はしないよう心がけました。手心を加えては戦いにはなりませんから。
Yeah, thanks to this training, I think I can calmly deal with a Doberman running at me with its leash off. And again, I wouldn't be good enough yet if it was just a Doberman, so I'll still need more training. I'm in a moment of honest reflection. I've always thought I trained myself more than the average person, but now I'm ashamed for throwing in the towel just after 2 hours of sparring with Saber.
いいえ、そのようなことはありません。シロの打ち込みは一心で力がありました。時にあまりの熱心さに対応を忘れたほどです。
Oh? I'm suddenly embarrassed again. For a while, we'd just been two people sparring with our Shinai with no thought given to being a man and a woman. But now, she's caught me off guard. Hold on. I'm gonna go drink some water.
水ですか？それでしたら私が汲んできますから、シロは休んでいてください。
Saber goes to get some water. Phew, that was a close one. Huh. Close? What was so close? I drink the water Saber brings me. It must still be break time for as Saber's sitting formally in a kneeling position. Saber is so beautiful when she does that kind of thing. I'm not saying that as a man finding a woman attractive, but because I find her beautiful as a human being. It's still strange to think that she is Saber, a servant, and someone dedicated to fighting. Right now, there's only me and Saber. This might be a good opportunity for me to strike up a conversation, so I'll ask... The reason to fight. She won't tell me your name, so I doubt I'd be able to get anything about her past. And the only training she's doing is giving me battle experience. So she's not going to teach a blade technique or something. Why does she want to fight so much? I might be able to understand her convictions a little more if I find out why she wants the Holy Grail. But can I really ask her that? Saber, can I ask you something?
はい。何でしょう、シロ。
Well, there's something I forgot to ask. You're lending me your power because you want the Holy Grail, right? So, what's your wish for the Holy Grail?
聖杯を求める理由ですか。ただ欲しいからではいけないのでしょうか。聖杯は万能の器です。手に入れれば叶わない願いはない。それを求めることに理由などありません。
No, that's not what I'm asking. Saber, you're dodging the question.
シロ、それは。
I'm not asking why you're seeking it. I want to know the wish you want granted. But if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. Wishes aren't always something to be shared. Saber closes her mouth, embarrassed. I'm not surprised. Saber didn't form a contract with me to help me. Masters are the only ones who can obtain the Holy Grail, so she's only here to assist with that. And that's why she's hesitant to tell me her wish. But most of all, I don't want to hear her tell me about her selfish wish. So I shouldn't have asked. Besides, it's disrespectful for someone without a clear wish to ask about someone else's wish.
シロ、それはマスターとしての命令ですか。
That catches me off guard. Saber turns to look at me, her gaze serious as her tone. No, I'm not. I didn't mean it that way. I was just curious. Sorry for asking such a dumb question.
いえ、確かにサーバントとしてマスターには己が望みを口にしておかねばなりません。シロ、私が聖杯を求める理由はある責務を果たすためです。私は生前に果たせなかった責任を果たすため聖杯の力を欲している。
She looked straight at me. I see no deceit in her eyes. Fulfill an obligation? And when you say lifetime, do you mean before you became a servant?
はい。ですが、私にも本当のところはわからない。私はただやり直しがしたいだけなのかもしれません。
Saber looks down quietly. For a moment, she looks like a lost child seeking repentance. Okay, I'm actually relieved. I was worried you were going to say something Tosaka would say, like world domination.
リンが聞いたら怒りますね。彼女はそういうことを口にする人間ではありません。彼女ならば聖杯を自分のためだけに使うでしょうが、それは決して世を混乱に陥れるものではないでしょう。
You think so? I still think she probably shouldn't be the one to get the Holy Grail. I nod to myself. All the while, Saber watches me, her expression gentle. This conversation ends here. I should never have brought this up. The mood between the two of us eases thanks to the mention of Tosaka, and decided it'd be best not to pry. But the ache in my heart still remains. Even though I was relieved to know Saber's wish was not a materialistic one, I felt there was still something amiss with it. Hope that didn't count against me on the flowchart. Anyway, now that we've talked a bit, my body's cooled down, so we should get back to training. Saber, let's go again. I've had a chance to rest.
そうなのですか。見たところ体の熱は下がったようですが、痛みの方はまだ収まっていないでしょう。
It's fine. Just bruises, so I can deal with it. Besides, I'm healing automatically now anyway.
しかしそれで悪化しては鍛錬の意味がない。もうしばらくは様子を見るべきだと思いますが。
It's fine. I want to do more before Tosaka comes home. I wouldn't want her seeing me in this state.
わかりました。確かにいずれ敵となる凛にシロウの腕前を知られるのはよくありませんね。多少無茶とは思いますが、そういうことでしたらペースを上げていきましょう。
Saber picks her shinai up from the floor. But then, a really out-of-place sound echoes through the dojo. Saber? I think her stomach is growling.
空腹のようです。鍛錬に夢中で気がつきませんでした。
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, it's lunchtime. I can't blame her for her stomach growling. I'm not that hungry yet, but if Saber is, we should have lunch. And if during that time I heal more, that's even better. Hey, it's lunchtime anyway. I'll go buy some groceries so you can rest in the living room.
シロウ、外出するなら私も付き添いますが。
I'll be fine. I'm just going to the shopping district nearby. No one would tag me in broad daylight, and you might just attract more attention if you did come with me.
本当に危険はないのですね。
I'm sure. Just wait here. I'll be right back. I grab my wallet and head out. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes to get to the shopping district by bike. The bicycle I take from the garage today is Unit 2. Unit 1 is still parked in front of Ryuta Temple. I bike down the hill. I haven't gone to the shopping district midday on a weekend since I was a kid. The intersection is packed with housewives returning from midday shopping. They're coming from the neighborhood shopping center Sakura and I frequent. I finished buying a bag of groceries. Enough food to make lunch for 2 and a light snack. I don't buy anything for dinner since Tosaka's in charge of that tonight, but I do buy enough bread for 4 for tomorrow's breakfast. I don't know how to make strawberry jam, so I reach for the cheapest... Well, no. That might get some complaints, so I go for an expensive jar instead. Dang, this is really eating into my wallet. Why the heck do I have to spend 1,000 yen on something so sugary? I load the groceries onto my bike as I grumble. But then, I feel someone tugging at me from behind. I turn around wondering who it is. Standing there is a silver-haired little girl. You're... I stumble backward, knocking over my bike. While I brace myself, the girl just looks up at me with a smile. What? I can't sense so much as a hint of animosity or murderous intent from her. To top it all off, the little girl says,
よかった。生きてたんだね、お兄ちゃん。
She looks so happy. The heck? She's definitely Berserker's master. She's the master of the monster who almost tore me in half with a single blow. Not the sort of person I'd expect to just run into the shopping district in the middle of the day. You're not planning to fight here, are you?
おかしなことを言うんだね。お日様が出ているうちに戦っちゃダメなんだから。
Oh, fate stay night. I get it now. The little girl pouts. She's certainly acting like the little girl she seems to be. I have no idea what she must be thinking. I can at least sense that she doesn't pose any threat, though. You're...
イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベル。長いからイリアでいいよ。それで、お兄ちゃんはなんて名前？
Me? I'm Shirou Emiya.
エミヤシロ？なんか言いにくい名前だね、それ。
Nobody's ever said it like that. If it's hard to remember, just call me Shiro. That's my first name.
シロウ？なんだ、思ってたより簡単な名前なんだね。 そうか、シロウか。うん、響きは合格ね。単純だけど孤高な感じがするわ。
Iliasfield looks at me suggestively. Gah! I find myself shifting my weight so I can be ready to run in an instant, purely by instinct. She is Berserker's master. If she gets it in her head, she could probably just order him to crush me, along with the florist next to me.
ああ、そう身構えなくていいよ、シロウ。今日はバーサーカーも置いてきたの。お兄ちゃんだってセイバーを連れてないから、おあいこ。
Iliasfield looks up at me cheerfully. Well, I'm not sure even is the right word.
ね、お話ししよう。私ね、話したいこといっぱいあったんだから。
The little girl tugs at my arm as if she were taking her father's hand. Wait. What's the big idea? Is this some weird new strategy you thought up? Are you trying to get the FBI to raid me here?
何って、だからお話したよ。普通の子供って仲良くお話しするものなんでしょ。
That may be true, but that doesn't really apply to us. We're both masters, and we've already fought each other before. We're actually enemies.
それは違うよ。私に敵なんていないもん。他のマスターはただの害虫。けど、いい子にしてたらシロウは見逃してあげてもいいよ。
She smiles wide as she says this. Just stay back, okay? What's wrong with you? I jerk my arm to throw Iliasfield's hand off. She's about to fall. She immediately falls flat on her back because of how hard I shook her off. Oh, crud, Ilia! I don't know why I did that. The next thing I know, I'm reaching for Iliasfield. Her name is too long. Ilia's waist and trying to catch her before she falls to the ground. I lower Ilia to the ground without saying a thing. Ilia is silent. I don't know what to say to myself, so I just stand there looking down at Ilia. Well, this is awkward. So awkward, in fact, that I'm about to just turn around and leave, but then... FBI, open up!
何？お兄ちゃん、私のこと嫌いなの？
She asked with the same glow in her red eyes that she had when she spoke to me the other night, when she was with Berserker. A chill runs down my spine. I sensed no danger earlier, but she just reminded me that she's still Berserker's master. If I cross her, I'm dead. I'd never be able to face Saber if I died in vain here, and everyone in the shopping district would get dragged into this as well. Yeah, that's a safe bet. Ilia's willing to use her powers anywhere. Fine, you just want to talk, right? I'll do what you want then, so will that be alright, Ilia?
それじゃあ、あっちの公園に行こう。さっき見てきたんだけどね、ちょうど誰もいなかったんだ。
Ilia skips off toward the park.
ほら、早く。急がないと置いていっちゃうからね、シロー。
Ilia spins around as she runs through the shopping district. She really did go ahead without me. I'm more moved than I am confused. Apparently, when she promised Ilia something, she treats it as the absolute truth. And that's why she just skipped off so happily. It's also why, even though she left me behind, I don't even consider taking the opportunity to run for it. I'd already promised her I was going to talk with her, and she clearly trusts that. What's with her? She sure is unstable. But then again, I've yet gotten to an age where I'm so cynical as to betray a little girl's trust. Ilia and I are the only two in the park a little ways from the shopping district. Kids are in school at this hour, Or maybe the park's not as popular anymore. Our conversation begins in the tense, wintry air of the park. So, let's talk. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to know about Saber?
セイバーのことってどうして？
We're masters. Don't you want to get information about the other servants?
何よ、そんな話は嫌よ。もっと面白い話じゃないとつまんない。
That is more fun, young lady. I don't really find anything in particular boring, but okay. What do you think is fun?
そんなのわかんないよ。私、あんまり人と話したことってないんだ。だから、何話していいかわかんない。
So you brought me out here not knowing what to talk about? Didn't anyone teach you to think before you act? They didn't, did they? Then from now on, you're going to be a proper, thoughtful adult.
いいよだ。そういうのはシローに任せるわ。レディーをエスコートするのは男の人の責任なんでしょ。なら、私はシローについてけばいいだけだもん。
She smiles and leans against my shoulder. She doesn't seem like she'd be touchy-feely. If anything, it's like a small animal huddling against something to stay warm. Huh. Now that I'm paying more attention, she does look cold. Elia, are you cold?
寒い。私、寒いの苦手なの。
She breathes out a puff of white mist. Though she says she doesn't like the cold, she seems enchanted by her own misting breath. I see. It's a lot colder than usual today. You'll just have to endure the cold for now, but where did you come from? Your name sounds kind of noble or something.
貴族っぽいんじゃなくて、貴族だよ。私はアインスベルンのね、古いお城で生まれたの。いっつも寒くて雪が降ってたんだ。だからこれぐらいの寒さは平気かな。
Huh? You were born in a cold country? Shouldn't you be used to the cold then?
慣れてるけど寒いのは嫌なの。私、冷たいのよりあったかい方が好きだもん。白だってあったかい方がいいんじゃない？
Yeah, obviously. I'd rather it be warm than cold.
だよね。だから寒い日は部屋の中で温まってるの。でも雪は好きよ。白くて私の髪と同じだって父様が言ってたから。
I clap my hands together in wonderment. Now that she mentioned it, I realized something. I didn't know what Elia reminded me of, but if ever there was such a thing as a snow fairy, it probably looked like her. Your dad's pretty clever. Your hair is like snow, soft and white.
でしょ？この髪はね、イリアの自慢なんだから。私の中で唯一女の子らしい母様譲りの髪なんだ。
Elia giggles joyfully. Seeing her acting this way leaves me numb. If I hadn't already seen it for myself, I'd never believe this girl could be Berserker's master.
ねえ、シロは？シロはお父さんから譲ってもらったものってあるの？あ、魔術刻印っていうのはなしよ。マスターとしてじゃなくて、お父さんとして譲ってもらったものだよ。
Me? I guess the last thing I got from him was the house. Before that was my last name, and the first thing I got was a chance at living again when I was about to die. I was the only one Kiritsugu managed to save in that fire 10 years ago. Let's see. If I didn't get any physical features like you did from your parents, I didn't get any physical features like you did from your parents, but I think I got plenty of things that were just as good. Elia looks delighted, as if it was a story about her. Who wouldn't be happy seeing a smile like that?
でも今の話だとシローは魔術刻印を受け取らなかったんだ。 かしいな。じゃあシロウはマスターじゃないの？
Huh? Well, I'm an apprentice mage without a magic crest, but I'm a master. Now that you mention it, you're a master, which makes you a mage, right?
私魔術師なんかじゃなくてマスターだよ。普通の魔術なんて教わらなかったもの。
Huh? Then you didn't inherit your parents' magic crest? I thought your family was a prominent one since you have a castle and all.
そうだけど魔術刻印ってマスターになるためのものじゃないの？だからマスターだよ私。
Elia tilts her head in confusion. Huh? Now I'm confused too. Elia's words seem off. It feels like we're each having a different conversation here. Hey, Elia, let me ask something. Where do you live? It sounds like you came here just for the Holy Grail. Does that mean you're living in a hotel right now? Well, for starters, it'd be bad if she didn't have a guardian. Letting a child like her come to Japan on her own is just terrible parenting.
ホテル？それって別荘のこと？
Yeah, I guess so. Not a house, just somewhere you stay.
それならあるよ。ほら、あっちに大きな森があるよね。そこの奥におじいさまのおじいさまが建てた洋館があるの。アインツベルンのマスターはね、聖杯戦争の時はそこに住むんだって。
Elia points west. Yeah, there's a deep forest in the mountains there. The place hasn't been developed yet. It takes about an hour to get to that forest by car. Did you come all the way from there alone?
今日は抜け出してきたの。セラもリーゼリットもメイドのくせにうるさいんだもん。せっかく日本に来たんだからその間ぐらいは外に出てもいいと思うの。欲しいものは何だって手に入ったけどいつも部屋に閉じこもってたんだからこれくらいはご褒美なの。
Huh? You were locked up in your room?
雪が降るとね体に悪いから外に出してもらえなかったの。だから大抵は部屋の中で遊んでたんだ。あ、でも大丈夫だよ。こっちはお城ほど寒くないから一人でも平気だもん。
Elia beams proudly. She swings her legs back and forth, seeming to be genuinely enjoying herself. I find myself reaching into my grocery bag. I take out the dorayaki, a Japanese pancake sandwich filled with red bean paste I bought to give to Saber, and without knowing why, I handed it to Elia. You want it? It's not the fanciest thing, but it's good.
え？何それ？食べ物？
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of sweets, but this is the only exception. This was a favorite tea snack my old man and I shared.
そのくれるの？
Yeah, it's not as good if you eat it alone, so let's eat it together. I hand her the dorayaki. Elia hesitates, but takes the unfamiliar snack.
ありがとう。
She happily takes a bite of the dorayaki. She practically devours the thing. I nibble my dorayaki and try to stop myself from being overwhelmed by the shocking thought I just said. I don't believe myself. For reasons I simply can't understand, I found myself thinking it'd be nice to have a little sister like her. But honestly, I think Ilia's too innocent. She might really be an innocent young girl who hasn't learned the difference between good and evil. Honestly, I can't even begin to imagine how a mage family raises a child. But I know without a doubt that Elia wasn't raised in a normal environment. Tosaka may act the way she does, but she's a mage at heart. She understands the gravity of the Holy Grail War and knows that the killings between masters are murder. But this girl may have become a master without really appreciating what it means to kill people. I haven't been talking to her long, but I don't think Elia's the sort who'd choose to kill anyone. If that's the case, Elia, there's something I want to talk with you about. But then, Elia suddenly raises her head as if someone just called for her. Elia? What's wrong? Did something happen?
もう帰らないと。バーサーカーが起きちゃった。
She jumps off the bench. Elia runs out of the park without so much as a goodbye. She disappears in an instant. I go back to the house. I decide to keep quiet about meeting Elia. This is the sort of thing I should be sharing right away, and I know it, but I don't feel like talking about it. Elia wasn't acting like a master in the park. We talked about trivial things and casually parted ways. So I hesitated to bring up what happened today to the others. I feel bad for keeping secrets, but I don't want to think of the little girl I met today as my enemy. After lunch with Saber, we resume our training at the dojo, and the next thing I know, it's dinner time. I rest, fatigued after my training with Saber, so I take a bath to rinse the sweat off. By the time I head to the living room, dinner is ready. I'm a little moved. It's really nice to come out of the bath and find dinner ready without doing anything.
エミヤくん、夕食だけど。何よ、バカみたいに立ち尽くして。
And yet, why does she have to ruin the moment? Nothing. It's dinner time, right? I'm ready to eat. Where's Saber?
セーバーさんならシローの部屋に行ったみたいだけど会わなかった？おかしいな。さっきまでここにいたけど。
旅館みたいに入り組んだ家だからすれ違ったんじゃない？いいわ。セイバーは私が呼んでくるから、エミヤくんはもう一度洗面所に行ってきなさい。髪、よく乾いてないわよ。
Oh, you're right. Okay then, I'll leave Saber to you. I waved to Tosaka and stepped back into the hallway. As Tosaka said, the Emiya house was built with all kinds of passages and corridors. One of the most notable examples of this is the various routes to the bathroom. You can get there from my room or the living room, or the third option that's only available when you complete the other two. I head into the bathroom. I don't like to use the dryer, so I'll just use the towel I used earlier to dry my hair. It was at this moment he knew he messed up. And in that moment, I forget everything that happened today.
シロ、二度湯のようですが、今は私が使っています。できれば遠慮してもらえると助かるのですが。
I need to explain myself. Saber! I need to explain that this is all an accident, but my mind has gone completely blank. The sight in front of me is enough to erase everything that happened today from my mind.
シロ、湯にのぼせたのですか？耳まで真っ赤ですが、体を冷やすのなら縁側に出るべきです。
There are so many innuendos in that passage. No, yeah, I'll do that. But before I do, I should apologize. I avert my gaze from Saber and try to calm my pounding heart. This was an accident. Well, actually, there's not really much room for me to explain myself now that we've actually run into each other like this. So go on, get mad at me, Saber. I try to keep my eyes averted and calm myself down at the same time. Saber thinks for a while, then says...
シロ、顔を上げてください。
I do as I'm told. Hey, wait, why are you still like that?
シロが謝るほどのことではありませんから。 このような場面を見たところで気にする必要はないと言いたいのです。
Come again?
以前にも言ったでしょう。サーバントにとって性別などさまつなことだと。シローは私の体を見て慌てているようですが、私は女性である前にサーバントです。ですからそのような気遣いは不要かと。
What? What is Saber saying? Even if Saber insists, the fact of the matter remains that she's a girl. But then again, I don't think it'd be the case, but could Saber be... Let me ask you something. Are you saying you're not the least embarrassed about changing in front of me, Saber?
なぜ恥じる必要があるのです。
I figured as much. It doesn't matter that Saber doesn't care, though. I really do. Sorry, just let me apologize. If something like this happens again, you can do whatever you want with me. I do a quick 180 and rush awkwardly out of the dressing room. Saber stares after me oddly as I leave. We finished dinner. It was probably a typical dinner, except it didn't feel that way. I've lost my appetite since the incident in the bathroom. So cold. I had opened the window from the veranda to let the outside wind cool my head, but I need to stop. I'm going to catch a cold if I keep this up.
シロー、ここにいたのですか。
Saber? Did you have something?
私ではなくシローにあるかと。いいのですか。夜はリンに魔術を教わるという約束だったはずですが。
Oh! I smacked my forehead. I completely forgot. Thanks. I'll head over there right away. I rush to the outside building and head upstairs. I knock on the door to the guest room that Tosaka has taken up occupancy in.
シロー、いいわよ。ちょっと今手が離せないから勝手に入って。
Tosaka's voice sounds from inside the room, but she sounds a little unnerved. Okay. So, is this what, maybe next time you should consider asking me to buy the less expensive, less sugary jam. I walk in to see Tosaka holding a jewel in one hand, a syringe in the other, and a handkerchief in her mouth. I have questions, Tosaka.
待って、今日の夜はこれで終わりだから。
She sticks a needle in her arm and she speaks, her mouth full. She draws blood into the syringe. Tosaka slowly drips blood from the syringe onto the jewel, then grips it tightly. A wave of vertigo washes over me. I can tell it's a ripple of magical energy.
これだけやってもまだ3割か。やっぱり手持ちの9つだけでやっていかなくちゃダメみたいね。
So, is that why she can't just reload jewels with magical energy after she uses them? Tosaka slumps her shoulders in disappointment and puts the stone back into a jewelry box. Tosaka, I came here to learn from you, as promised. But before we get to that, I'm curious about what I just saw.
ええ、待ってたわ。昼間はセイバーと体の方を鍛えてたんでしょ。なら、夜は中身を鍛えないとね。
Tosaka seems happy, ready to teach. Saber said she wasn't good at teaching, but I'm guessing this will be the total opposite. Anyway.
さて、それじゃあ何からいこうか。確かシローは強化の魔術しか使えないって言ってたけど。
Actually, before we start, I need to know, or else it's going to bother me. What were you just doing? Sticking yourself with a needle is dangerous.
え、あれ？あれは魔弾を作ってただけよ。うちの魔術は力の流動と転換だからね。こうやって余裕があるときは自分の魔力をよそに移しておくのよ。
Wait, what are magic bullets? What's the point of transferring magical energy?
魔弾は魔弾よ。魔力のこもった弾。宝石は人の念が宿りやすいって聞いたことない？実際宝石は魔力を貯めやすいものなんだけど、うちの家系はさらに相性がいいみたいなのよね。魔力を込めるっていうのは、例えば今日一日何もしなかったら体力は余ってるでしょ。これを何日何ヶ月何年と続けて宝石自体を魔術にするのよ。もっとも宝石自体にだってキャパはあるし、自分から離れた魔力なんてものは操れない。宝石に込めた魔力っていうのは、あくまで大魔術を瞬間的に発動させるためだけのイグニッションに過ぎないけどね。
So you're saying you fill these jewels with your own magical energy as a backup?
バックアップ、近いけど違うっていうか、使い捨てのリュックサックの中身を詰めてるだけよ。ハードディスク？あんたの言ってることはよくわからないけど、そこまで便利なものじゃないわよ。魔力は宝石に込めた時点でその宝石の属性に染まるから、用途は限られてしまうわけだし。自分以外のものに魔力を貯めるっていうのは特殊なのよ。シロの強化だって物に魔力を込めているってことでしょ。通常ね、魔力の通ったものは何らかの変化をしてその魔力を使い切ってしまうものなので、うちの家系はそうならないようにうまく宝石に魔力を流動させて永続的なものにしているんだけど、他の魔術師だって自分の体になら同じようなことはできるわ。それが魔術国威。あらゆる魔術師が持っている魔術のバックアップじゃない。ちょっと、あんた今なんて言ったの？道理で素人同然のわけだ。じゃあ本当に一からやってるのね。なら確かにしょうがないか。そんなわけないでしょ。知ってたら一人でなんか行動させなかったわよ。そりゃ半人前だなって思ってたけど、魔術刻印がないならそもそも魔術師じゃないじゃない、シロは。
She huffs and looks at me, seeming to be complaining. But what is this? Her voice sounds almost warm, like she's a little bit relieved, like she's jealous I'm not a mage.
まあいいわ。そういうことなら一から説明してあげる。魔術刻印が何なのかを知るってことは、魔術師ってものを知るってことだから。はい、シロはそこに座って。大事な話だからちゃんと腰を落ち着かせて聞くこと。
Right here? Okay, go ahead. I brace myself and look straight at Tosaka. Tosaka nods approvingly, satisfied by my show of seriousness. She's suddenly gonna pull out a whiteboard?
じゃあ簡単な話から入るけど、魔術を使うのに必要なものが魔力だってことは知ってるわよね。魔術さえ発動させられるなら、それらは全て魔力と言い換えても差し支えはないわ。魔力の種類は千差万別。自分だけの精神力を持って魔術を使用する者もいれば、自分以外の対価を持って魔術を使用する者もいる。ここまでは知ってるでしょ？
Yeah, you're talking about mana and ode. Mana is magical energy that's found throughout the world, Well, Ode is magical energy an individual can create themselves.
そうそう、よくできました。じゃあそのマナを用いた魔術から順に説明しましょう。いいシロ、積み重ねた歴史が浅い魔術師、要するにシロのことねは、すでに形あるものを持って魔力となすの。これは古くからシステムとして確立している儀式、供物を持って神秘と接触する方法よ。自身の力だけでは足りないから代価を用意して取引するというフォーマルクラフト。これなら術者の魔力が希薄でも魔術は作用する。何しろ使用する魔力は自分からではなくマナから借り受けるものだから、術者はただ儀式を行うだけでいい。
Or they just equip the craft in essence with that name.
けどまあこういうのは知識がないとできないからね。シロにはまだ無理だし、そもそもこういう血生臭いのは向いてないわ、あなたには。
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do stuff like sacrifice chickens or pray for a whole night inside a magic circle.
でしょ。じゃあこれは置いといて、次はオド、つまり魔術師個人の力で行う魔術のこと。もう言うまでもないと思うけど、これが私やあなたの基本的な魔術講師よ。シロの強化は他者の力を借りないでする自身の魔術回路だけを頼りにした魔術でしょ。
I nod. It seems she's getting into the nitty-gritty stuff now.
その自分だけの魔力を生成する機能、魔術回路っていうのは先祖代々受け継がれる遺伝体質なの。魔術回路は何代も重ねて鍛え上げられ、より強さを増して子孫に継承されるわ。魔術師の家系の子供はそれだけで魔術に適した人間ってわけ。フェアじゃないけど、私とシローはスタート地点からして違うってことよ。
I know that. It doesn't bother me. Keep going.
別に気にしてなんかないけど。まあいいわ。それでね、そういった魔術回路とは別に、その家系が代々鍛え上げてきた秘伝の魔術っていうのがあるのよ。さっきの宝石と似てるかな。一つの魔術を極めるとね、魔術師にはその魔術が手に取れるようになるの。本来なら形のないただの公式に過ぎない魔術を手に取れる感覚ってわかる？
I don't, but I'm guessing it's like it becomes a part of your body.
ご名答。扱われる式という域を超えて、もはや自分自身となった魔術っていうのは形に残せるのよ。それは不安定な魔術を確立させる偉業であり、同時にその魔術師が生きた証でもある。で、魔術師は死ぬ間際に自分が成し得た偉業を刻印として後継者に譲るのよ。これをやるから自分が成し得なかった地点に到達しろ。もしかしたらわしが残した刻印が何かの役に立つかもしれんってね。まあ残した方も残された方もそんな刻印が何の役にも立たないって分かってるんだけどさ。
Huh? What? Are you saying that something so awesome is useless?
立つわよ。普通に魔術師やってれば刻印一つで左打ちはっていうぐらい役に立つわ。まあけどそれは自動車をもらったようなものなのよ。どんなに地上を速く走れても月にはたどり着けないんだから。
Huh?
いいから話の続き。もう分かったと思うけど、その刻印っていうのが魔術刻印なの。その家柄の当主が一生をかけて完成させた魔術を刻印にして子孫に譲り、子孫はさらに次の魔術を完成させて刻印を増やし、また子孫に継承する。そうして複雑さを増し、深い歴史を刻んだものが魔術刻印。魔術師にとって逃れようのない縛りってこと。
So what you're saying is that the entire history of a mage family is recorded in these magic crests?
ああ、それは違う。家系の記録はちゃんと書物で残してるわよ。魔術刻印にあるのは単純に魔術だけなの。勝手に呪文詠唱をしてくれたり、自分が習得していない魔術も使えたりするだけ。わかりやすく言えば、自分の体に魔法陣を刻んでいるようなものかな。
Huh. Then doesn't that mean you can engrave crests onto anyone? If magic circles are all you need, then you can draw as many as you want as long as you know its shape.
それがそういうわけにもいかないのよ。魔術刻印っていうのはね、生き物みたいなものなの。臓器を移植することに近いわ。臓器は一つしかないものだから、何人かに分け与えるとか写本するとか、そういったことはできないの。心臓を二つに分けても意味ないでしょ。結局、
Oh.
分けても機能しなくなるだけなんだから。
Oh, yeah, you have a point. Does that mean you also have a crest implanted in you too?
移植ってのは我ながら後ろ向きな例えだったわね。私の場合は左腕、肩から手までびっしりね。ただ魔術刻印は使わなければ浮かび上がらないから、霊樹と違って隠す必要はないわ。まあそんなわけだから、魔術師の家系っていうのは一子相伝だったりするの。その家に兄弟がいた場合、どちらかは魔術を教えられずに一般人として暮らすのが常なのよ。だって魔術刻印を渡せないんだから、魔術師として大成されてもあまり意味がないもの。
Yeah, Shinji said that too. I get it. So that's why Sakura wasn't taught any magecraft.
ええ。けどマトウの家は何代か前から刻印の継承自体が止まってるわ。だからシンジに教えられたのは魔導の知識だけなんでしょう。ほんとそういう手合いが一番厄介なのよね。魔術ってものを実感できないくせに魔術を使おうって言うんだから。
Tosaka sighs a deep breath, swearing quietly.
さて魔術を教えるってことだったけど、ちょっと予定が変わったわ。シロウに魔術刻印がないんなら違った方針を立てないといけないし。今夜はここでお開きにしましょう。明日までにはいろいろと用意しておくから、それまで待ってちょうだい。
Oh? I'll just have to trust you then. And what do you mean you're going to prepare things?
だからいろいろよ。刻印がないってことはあなたスイッチできないんでしょ。体の中身をいじるんだから、お薬とか矯正器具とか必要じゃない？
A chill runs down my spine.
何？嫌だって言うんならやめるけど、その場合私が教えてあげられることはなくなるわよ。
Well, I don't want to, but I'm still going to ask you. Whatever you say is probably the right way to go.
じゃあ明日はそれで決まりね。そうだ、あなた明日もセイバーと剣の鍛錬をするつもり？
Huh? Well, yeah. I'm concerned about the bounded field over the school, but there's still some time before it activates. I want to at least be able to fight by then.
まあいいけど、その割にはセイバーとはうまくいってないようじゃない？
Well, that...
夕食前までは普通に話せてたのに、夕食から妙に黙り込んでたし。念のために聞くけど、あなたたちうまくいってるんでしょうね。いざ戦闘って時に仲違いされたら、私たちまで被害を受けるんだから。
It's just that something happened right before dinner and now things are awkward. That's all, but I'm not sure if Saber and I are really getting along. When I spent all day dueling with her, I think I got a sense of what Saber is like. I trust Saber as an ally, no question about that. But if someone asked me how I feel about Saber, in other senses, I wouldn't know how to answer. Because I lost all sense in that very moment. It's hard to say, but what about you, Tosaka? Do you like Saber?
好きよ。だって嫌いになる要素がないじゃない。 強いし礼儀正しいし綺麗だし、うちの皮肉屋とは大違いだわ。
Huh, I see. So you like Saber?
何よ、素直に好きな部類だって言っただけでしょ。あなたね、そのストレートな物言いは直しなさい。いろいろ敵を作りやすいから。
I refuse. I've never been good with words anyway.
そうでしょうよ。嫌味とか皮肉とか口にしなさそうだものね、シローは。ええ、どうせ私のことなんて口うるさい嫌味なやつだとか思ってるでしょ。
Why would I think that? I like the way you say things. Otherwise, it wouldn't feel like it's really coming from you. Cried. I might have struck a nerve. Tosaka turns away, pouting. But I have to admit, I feel a little better, even happy, knowing that Tosaka likes Saber. The day ends. I still feel uneasy with Saber sleeping so close by, so I escape to the shed. I stop and look up at the winter sky. Not because the night is particularly beautiful. I'm just feeling the winter chill in a daze, doing nothing because it calms me. I don't know how much time passed. I think I hear footsteps in the darkness. Who's there? There's no answer. Footsteps approach, and I feel a piercing presence. I crouch, ready to jump back at any time. Hey, I asked who's there. There's no answer. The footsteps never stop, and the person finally appears before me. It's the servant who fought Lancer at school the other night. The red armored knight Saber beat when she leaped over the wall. Are you Tosaka's servant, Archer? The man's lips curve upward. He smiled. Can it take that as a confirmation? Something about him annoys me. For no reason I can really understand, I find myself irritated. I can't make myself like this guy. I've never talked to him before, and he's never attacked me before. But I realize something the instant I see his face. I can't respect this man. There's no reason for it that I can think of, but he and I aren't going to get along. I'm probably not the only one who feels like this. Archer probably feels the same way. There must be a total of 3 people in the world with whom I'm just completely incompatible. That's how bad it is. I wouldn't be surprised if he was irritable around me too. What do you want? I thought you were going to stay on guard until your wounds heal up.
無論そのつもりだ。私の傷が治り次第、このくだらん協定も終わらせる。故に、お前と話すことなどないと、今まで傍観していたのだがな。
Don't let me stop you from spectating then. There's nothing I want to talk to you about either.
そうしたいのは山々だが、見逃せないことがあってな。お前、サイバーには戦わせないらしいな。
What's wrong with that? I reply as impulsive. He glares. With a fair amount of hostility, Archer makes it clear he sees right through me.
やはりな。小僧の考えそうなことだ。他人の助けはいらない。できることは全て自分でやる。加えて、犠牲者は一人も出したくないか。虫唾が走るな、その思考。
What? You have no right to tell me that. I'm only doing what I think is right. You have no reason to complain.
筋合いはある。同じサーバントとしてセイバーの苦労は理解できるからな。お前のようなマスターではセイバーの負担も大きかろう。
He's not lying. But what really ticks me off is that I didn't want to hear this from him of all people. Forget you! I'm not a burden to Saber. I'm going to fight in her place, so there shouldn't be a problem.
戦わなければ傷つかないとでも。サーバントは戦うためだけの存在だ。
それから戦いを奪うことこそ冒涜だが、まあお前に言っても始まるまい。
Having said what was on his mind, Archer falls silent. A few minutes pass. The two of us just stare at each other. I gulp. His cold stare seems to be trying to probe my insides. And then suddenly...
それでどうなのだ、セイバーのマスターよ。
The Red Knight seems calm as he asks his question. What do you
お
mean?
前は本気で戦わずにこの争いを終わらせるつもりか。誰とも争わず、誰も殺さず、誰をも殺させないと。
I never said I won't fight. I'll fight if I need to fight.
なるほど。それで戦っても誰も殺さないと。
Yeah, got a problem with that?
お前の甘ったるい考えに邪魔などせんよ。そんな余裕はないし、そこまで推強ではない。
Archer turns his back to me.
だが間違えるな。お前が気取る正義の味方とはただの掃除屋だ。その方法で救える者は生き残った者だけと知れ。
I don't know why, but it feels like Archer was just beating up on me for no reason. Wait, what do you mean a champion of justice is just a cleaner?
お前も気がついているはずだがな。いいか、その方法では悲しい出来事、悲惨なし、もともとそれが限界なのだ。正義の味方なんてものは起きた出来事を効率よく片付けるだけの存在だ。お前はお前が救いたいと思うものこそ絶対に救えない。
That's not true. The idea that you can't save the person you're reaching out to save is wrong.
理想論はあくまで理想に過ぎない。お前が理想を抱き続ける限り現実との摩擦は増え続ける。ならばいつか現実に直面し、その折り合いのツケを支払う時が来る。お前のその選択が多くの命を奪うこともあるだろうよ。
What?
覚悟ぐらいはしておけ。己の歪小さを実感した時、まず何を正し誰を罰するかと。それができぬようなら、その夢もその魔術も今すぐ捨てるのだな。
Archer disappears into the darkness.
いいか、誰が何をしようと救われぬ者というのは確固として存在する。お前の理想で救える者はお前の理想だけだ。それでも
Hey, wait! What are you trying to say? My question is swallowed up in the darkness. Archer's already gone, and I'm just talking to empty air. What's with him? He just showed up, unloaded a bunch of crud on me, and disappeared. He was telling me that my thinking is too idealistic, and I'm going to suffer for it soon. But how can I decide something is wrong before I've even tried it? I'm ready. If I'm wrong, I'll just have to pay for that mistake with my life. That's my resolve as a mage. Archer doesn't have to remind me that. I can't really understand that guy. I really can't stand that guy. But something he said bothers me. No matter what anyone does, there will always be those who can't be saved. There is so little a human can do. But even so, can I keep pursuing my ideal without ever looking back? I muttered to myself. It feels like that's what Archer wanted to say. All right. We got a little time. February 7th. Fate 8. Sword and Magic Part 2.
行ってくるねシロ。今日はお土産買ってきてあげるからおとなしくしてるのよ。
Fujine waves as she heads out for work.
私も行くわ。今日はうちに寄ってくるから遅くなるけど、夕飯までには戻るから。留守中警察のことはしないようにね。
Alright then. It's 7:30 in the morning. I see the two of them off without incident, so there's only one thing left to do now. Okay, we're going to continue where we left off yesterday. Let's head to the dojo, Saber.
すぐに鍛錬を始めるのですか？朝食をとったばかりですし、少し間を取るべきではないでしょうか。
Don't worry about that. I've trained myself to the point where stuff like that doesn't affect me. And today's breakfast was bread, right? I don't live an unhealthy enough lifestyle for something like that to affect me.
はあ、シローがいいというのでしたら、私は構いませんが。
Good then. Let's just go. I spent all night coming up with ways to get at least one hit in, so I want to show you the fruits of my labor. I'm unable to dodge Saber's counterattack. Both the Shinai and I tumble to the ground. My fingers tingle where they grip the Shinai. Saber's counterattack lands as I lunge in with all my might. I figured brute force was my only option. No shock that I dropped my Shinai and fell right on my butt after an attack like that. Dang! I thought that would work!
シローはその判断が甘い。いいですか？シローが捨て身になったところでサーバントは倒せません。勝ち気なのはいいですが、それも相手を見てください。
That may be true, but I'll lose if I stay on the defensive. I have to strike if I find an opening.
その通りですが、シローはそのチャンスの生かし方を理解していません。捨て身で仕掛けるのならば、それにふさわしい好機を待つべきです。
That goes without saying. I saw you looking away for a brief second that last time. I've only seen you do that maybe one other time, so I thought it was my chance.
とっさにその判断ができたのは評価しますが、今のはあえて作った隙です。この程度では動じないだろうと期待して視線をそらしたのですが、まさか一直線に踏み込んでくるとは思いませんでした。
That's pretty mean, Saber. You shouldn't mock amateurs like that.
からかってなどいません。こちらで仕掛けた策であれ、好きである以上は多少のリスクを負います。もっとも視線をそらした程度のリスクと、捨て身で突進してくるシローのリスクは計りにかけるまでもありませんが。
So what you're saying is I should be less obvious about seizing an opportunity? If I make a big obvious attack, I'm squandering the opportunity. So you're saying I should be considering the opportunity and acting to suit it?
はい。ですから、好機の大小の読み分けをしっかりしてください。ですが、昨日よりは格段に生き死にの境界線には鋭敏になっていますね。危険を察知する感覚が身についてくれば、誰と戦い何を打つべきかはおのずと絞られてきますから。
Saber looks pleased. Unless it's my imagination, she seems happy to see her student improving a bit.
そろそろ休憩時間ですね。水を汲んできましょうか、シロ。
No need, as long as it's just water. I filled a whole kettle, so I'll just drink from that. I drag my fatigued body towards the well. After wiping the sweat from myself with a towel I brought along, I take several gulps from the kettle. Phew! I take a deep breath. It's been almost 3 hours since I saw Tosaka and Fujine off. I've spent every minute since sparring with Saber. As usual, Saber doesn't explain much, and I don't ask her any questions while we cross swords. I have pretty much no chance of winning, but I do seem to be moving better the more I fight Saber. I'm not expecting to improve my fighting techniques. The point here is to train my body, not my mind, to get accustomed to battle. It's better than doing nothing, And since I am starting from basically nothing, there wouldn't be much point here unless I spend time working on this one thing. If all I do is think about how to fight when the time comes for me to face a master, I'm dead. Saber just doesn't even break a sweat, huh? I'm a little disappointed. I shouldn't expect to be on her level in just a day or two. And just like yesterday, Saber rests, seated in a Seiza position. It'd be a waste to just sit here. I might as well take the opportunity to talk with her. Okay then. I want to know more about Saber before she became a servant. I wonder what Saber was like when she was alive. Saber's so beautiful, so I'm sure everyone must have liked her. Calling her Saber is what's throwing me off, but I bet she was an ordinary girl who never held a sword back in the day. So, Saber, what were you like before? I'm so curious, I just blurt out what's on my mind without thinking, or even realize I'm doing it.
はい。何か言いましたか、シロ。
It's nothing. I was just imagining what you were like. I'm not trying to find out your true name or anything. I just wanted to know what your life was like.
はあ。私がどういう人間だったかですか。おかしなことに関心を持つのですね、シロは。
You can just ignore the question if you don't want to answer. It just kind of popped into my head. I know you're Saber, a servant, but I just thought you might have been a completely different person before you became a servant. That's right. I imagine she lived a peaceful life as befits a lovely girl like her.
それはありえないと思います。サーバントになったからといって性格が変わるわけではないし、私は生まれた時から剣を与えられた騎士ですから。あなたの言うような違った私は存在しなかった。
Seriously? Then you've always been so harsh? That's not good. I kind of sympathize with the people who were around you.
それはどういう意味でしょうか。私は厳しくはありますが、周りに強要した覚えなどありません。
That can't be true. Today's training taught me you're merciless. Look at this welt. I make one tiny mistake and you happily drive it in every opportunity, you demon.
私は喜んでなどいません。シロには申し訳ありませんが、厳しくしなければ鍛錬にならないでしょう。
This is strange. I somehow never expected Saber to make a face like that.
何ですかその目は。いきなり黙り込むのは卑怯だと思います。
Oh, I never thought you would get mad like that, so you just kind of surprised me.
そうですか。私としては思ったことを主張しただけなのですが。
Yeah, but you're not usually so emotional, so that was new to me.
そうでしょうか。私は自分の信念に基づいて行動しているつもりですが。
But those aren't your feelings, they're your beliefs. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that you never speak straight from the heart.
それは当然です。私に求められるものは個人としての意見ではなく立場としての意見ですから。それは今も私はセーバーのサーバントとしてシロを守る。そのため以外のことを口にするべきではないし、考える必要もないでしょう。
That may be true, but that would be boring for you. You may have a role to fill, but that doesn't mean you have to devote yourself to that and nothing else. There are things you want to do too. There are things you want to do too, right?
ですから私のやるべきことはシロを守ることです。ただでさえマスターとして未熟だというのに、私の言うことも聞かず戦おうとするあなたをこうして鍛えているのではありませんか。
That may not be entirely true, but well, if you say so, then I guess it's okay. I feel like this conversation has softened Saber up a bit. She even looks more cheerful now. So as not to ruin the mood, I decided not to press the matter. The next thing I know, it's noon.
お昼時ですね、シロ。
Yeah, it is. Both our stomachs growl in agreement. Let's eat. Is there anything you'd like to eat, Saber?
私は特にシロが用意してくれる食事ならおおむね満足しています。
Saber puts it kind of oddly. Well, at least she's not picky like Tosaka. I'll go do a bit of shopping. I'll probably come back the same time as yesterday, so rest in the living room until then.
はい、期待しています、シロ。
I decided to try making shrimp balls for lunch. I've always wanted to try making them at home. They'll be piping hot balls of ground shrimp, a bit bigger than takoyaki. I bought some mustard and I'm all set with the snacks for our 3 o'clock snack time. I load my purchases onto my bike. That reminds me, I met Ilya here yesterday. She's not here today. Well, she probably shouldn't be coming here every day. Somehow, not seeing her is disappointing though. I haven't told Saber or Tosaka about meeting Ilya yesterday. She didn't confront me as an enemy, and I'm hesitant to tell them about her in the first place. Just because she was here yesterday doesn't mean she'll show up today. So I really should get on my bike and... go straight home to the Emiya house. Go straight home. Saber's looking forward to lunch, and I'm really not in any position to make a detour. I don't have time. I don't have the time. So I make the shrimp balls, one of my specialties. It's not really a proper meal. If anything, it's more like a snack to have with alcohol or something. I learned to make it while working at an izakaya bar.
シロ、これはとても熱い。
Saber tries to put the fried ball, which is between the size of a golf ball and a tennis ball, into her mouth. Saber, do you not like hot foods? Or do you not like food that looks so crude?
いいえ、どちらも問題ありません。この熱さは面白いですし、味付けも粗雑でありながら、きめ細かい気配りが感じられる。
Yeah, well, I'm glad you like it.
はい。リンやタイガに分けてあげられないのが残念です。
Saber continues eating in silence. She's eating more than usual, so I figured she'd work up an appetite training this morning. This may not be very manly, but I really like having people eat food I prepare. All the more so when they say it's delicious. I'm a poor excuse for a master, so if I could do something like this to make Saber happy, I should work harder on my cooking. Huh? Saber staring intently at her empty plate. Saber? If it's not enough, I can make more.
いえ、もう十分に堪能しました。足りないなど、そのようなことはありません。
Oh, really? Then let's have our after meal tea. I'll go make it real quick, so wait here. I pick up the empty plates and head to the kitchen. After I put the dirty dishes in the sink, I put the kettle on to get the tea started. Oh hey, how about we try a different tea? I stick my head out from the kitchen, but then I hear something.
しかし、これは問題だ。シロの料理は美味しい。彼に今から食事を断たれてしまったら、 私は間違いなく戦闘意欲をそがれてしまう。
Kind of hard to go back to a menu of nothing but mashed potatoes now, isn't it?
私もまだ甘い。何度か経験したはずなのですが、兵糧攻めとはかくも恐ろしいものだったのですね。
Okay. I take back what I just said. Time to stop putting so much effort into my cooking. If I make meals more elaborate, she might end up making me her personal cook. Yep. Too much of a good thing doesn't help anyone. We finish eating lunch, then continue our training in the afternoon. I keep crossing blades with Saber, never getting tired of it. We keep training and only plan to stop when Tosaka and Fujine come home. But our training is interrupted by the sound of the doorbell.
シロ、来客のようですが。
Yeah, I heard it. I'm going to get the door, so you stay here, Saber.
いえ、招かれざる客ということもありえます。万が一に備えて同行しましょう。
Saber has a point. But while she's right, if the visitor is just a neighbor, they might get suspicious of Saber. The neighbors do think I'm the only one living here. Then again, well, I guess I'll deal with that. Guess I'll deal with that if it happens. Sakura and Fujire already come and go freely, so there's no point in me worrying about the neighbors. All right, come with me then, Saber. But if the visitor is just an ordinary person, keep quiet.
わかっています。私はシロの遠い親戚ということですね。
Yep, that's our story. Okay, coming! I rushed to the entrance amid the sound of incessant ringing.
お邪魔する。具合が悪いというから様子を見に来たぞ、エミヤ。
Oh, it's not an enemy or a neighbor. It's a friend from school. Oh, it's just you, Issei.
なんだとは失礼だな。見舞いに来た知人に対して取る態度か、それが。
Even as Issei complains, he hands me a paper bag. What's this? Apples?
見舞い品だ。普段風邪一つひかぬエミヤが病欠しているのだから、それぐらいは持参する。
I'm grateful for his concern, but unfortunately I didn't take a day off because I'm sick. And besides, a bag full of apples doesn't seem appropriate for a young guy like him to bring as a get well soon gift.
どうしたエミヤ？果物は苦手だったか？
No, I do. It's a little complicated, but I really appreciate the sentiment. I bow to him to show my appreciation.
エミヤ、つかぬことを聞くのだが、お前の後ろにいる女性は何者だ？
Huh? Saber is standing just behind me. Oh, I get it. Issei must have locked eyes with Saber when I bowed to him.
見たことのない御人だが、なぜかような女性がエミヤの家にいるのだ？
Issei gazes intently at Saber. He's extremely shy and always cold to new people and people he doesn't like. Well, her name's Saber and...
シロの遠い親戚です。この家の主人だった桐次が外国にいた折、懇意にさせていただきました。先日こちらに観光に来たのですが、縁を頼りに宿を借りているのです。
Huh? Saber makes the story sound pretty convincing.
エミヤのお父さんのお知り合いでしたが、聞けばかなりの旅行好きと聞いています。あなたのような人と知り合いになることもあるでしょう。
What? Issei, who's supposed to be extremely bashful around strangers, accepts the story so easily.
なるほど。事情は分かったぞ、エミヤ。病欠というのは口実で、観光に来た彼女の案内をしていたのだな。
Oh, yeah, let's say that. Well, in broad terms, nothing I've said is entirely untrue, I think.
ならお邪魔しても構うまい。 ここまで運んできた礼として茶でも振る舞ってくれ。ここ2日ばかり学校で起きた出来事でも世間話にしよう。
Issei takes off his shoes and steps up into the house. What do you mean in appreciation? I'm still kind of busy, you know. We could chat another time.
何を言っている。お前うちの前に自転車を乗り捨てて行っただろう。
Oh, right. I did leave the bike up in Ryudo Temple.
だろう。それを持ってきてやったのだ。俺とて忙しい中、生徒会に行かずまっすぐ家に帰りここまで戻ってきたのだ。それでも茶の一つも出せないというのかお前は。
He did do me a favor. I might have 3 bikes, but out of the 3, the one I left at Ryudo Temple is the most expensive. And my favorite. Sorry, Saber, can we take a little break? Saber nods silently. Thanks. Then you and Issei can head to the living room. I'll prepare some tea. Japanese tea for Issei, black tea for Saber.
私も同席するのですか？それはどうかと思います。私がいては語学友と気軽な話などできないでしょう。
That's not true, right, Issei?
うん。女はやかましいが、セーバーさんなら構わぬ。つつましい女性は文化遺産だ。
Hear that? Okay, so go on ahead.
はい。それはわかりましたが、シロ。
What? Is something else bothering you?
飲み物でしたら、私も日本茶を。緑茶は嫌いではありません。
Saber is fairly opinionated for some reason. It's odd hearing her say that in her usual tone. After about an hour of meaningless chatter, Issei decides to head home. Most of the small talk in the living room was about school, and I asked a few sly questions to find out if anything unusual was going on, but it seems like business as usual.
それではな。明日も休むのか、エミヤは。
Yeah, I'm not going to school this week. Saber needs to be with me tomorrow too.
ま、あの御人と一緒なら問題はなかろう。何かと不審なところはあるが、問いただすまでもない。
Issei nods as if satisfied. Now that I think about it, how could such a shy guy warm so quickly and easily to Saber? Hey, Issei, for this being your first time meeting Saber, you seem to be in a good mood. What's up with that?
何を言うか。これでも寺の飯で育った身だぞ。人の良し悪しぐらい見抜けなくてどうする。素性は知らぬが、あの子の霊気は澄んでいたからな。悪い人間のはずがない。
Huh. I didn't know you could tell that kind of thing. I'm a little impressed.
ま、普通はわからん。だがあれぐらい飛び抜けていると未熟者でも見て取れるのだ。見習い坊主でも傍らに神仏がおられれば神気ぐらいは感じられる。つまりそれぐらいセーバーさんの佇まいは美しい。
Yeah, you ain't wrong, buddy. Well, that's rare. Issei's praising a girl. Got it. So you've taken a liking to Saber too. That's good. I was worried Issei wouldn't like her because all she did was listen to us talking.
当然だろう。彼女はいい子じゃないか。嫌うのは難しい。
Yeah, and I know she's a good person, even if she might be a bit aloof. Saber's always like that, so don't take that to mean she doesn't like you, Issei.
え？不愛想か、あの子。当然だろう。彼女はいい子じゃないか。嫌うのは難しい。え？不愛想か、あの子。
Yeah, I've never seen her laugh before, and even when you and I were laughing pretty hard, she just kept looking stern.
いや、結構笑っていたが。
Eh? That's ridiculous. Sure, I've seen the occasional warm expression on Saber's face, but I've never seen her actually smile or laugh before. You're kidding me. can't imagine seeing Saber laughing out loud.
いや、そういうのではなくてだな。お前が笑ってるのを見て笑っていたのだが、なんだ、気がついてなかったのか。
Huh? She was smiling when she saw me laugh? Was she doing that to make fun of me?
なるほど。また珍妙な解釈をする。ま、そのあたりは己で悩め。何事も自問することより始まるのだ。貨物。
Issei, priest son that he is, ends with his usual catchphrase and leaves my house laughing. What's with him? He leaves me with his cryptic comments. Idiot. At least he could have said goodbye. And why are these apples he handed me golden? The sun is setting, so today's training ends. I'm practically at my limit, and I still have magecraft lessons from Tosaka tonight. I failed to land a blow on Saber like I'd hoped, but I should save at least some energy for tonight. It's also my turn to prepare dinner tonight. Saber went to wash up after me, so she won't be back for a while.
ただいまー。お、ちゃんと晩ご飯作ってるな、シロ。えらいえらい、感心感心。
Fujine bursts into the living room, practically a bundle of energy, and immediately dives onto a cushion on the floor. Unlike Saber, who needs to sleep over half the day, Fujine is like this all day, every day. I bet it's no different when she's asleep.
ねえ、シロ。このリンゴ食べていいの？
She's holding one of the many apples on the table. Sure, there are a bunch. Some are brown, some are silver, some are gold. Don't know what's up with the blue ones, though. Sure, there's a bunch, as you can see. Everyone should eat 3 a day.
そうなの？じゃあアップルパイでも作ろうか。主にシロがなんだけど。
Fujine takes a casual bite of the apple as she makes her suggestion. I put some apples I'd already washed on the table, but I guess she's not the sort to care. What a waste of the get well gift. Misunderstanding or no, shouldn't she be a little more considerate about the gift my friend gave to me out of concern? For once, I should give her a piece of my mind. Let's see if we could put her back on the tangerine kick. Fujine, you can have some apples if you want, but you better eat your quota of tangerines. We still have a whole box of them left, you know.
あ、嫌なこと思い出しちゃった。もうみかんは食べ飽きたよ。
Fujine's her teeth dig into an apple while she complains. What do you mean you're tired of them? That's why I was against it to begin with. There's just me, Sakura, and you in the house, but you bought over 10 pieces of mochi and 3 boxes of tangerines. You obviously bought too much for New Year's. It's already February, but we still have a whole box left. If you let them go bad, you're paying for them.
つかぬことを聞くけど、みかんってどのくらいで傷むのかな？
Well, about 2 weeks to a month at room temperature, so they're nearly done for. Well, I'm storing them in a cold room, so we should have a little more time.
ゲゲ。じゃあ今まさに食べ頃腐り頃？
Fujine, I beg you, never live on your own. I've heard some really scary stories about food poisoning. If you live alone, you should at least check the expiration date on food and be very careful when you eat fish in summer.
大丈夫。そん時はシロんとこにお邪魔するから平気。余り物でいいからちょうだいね。
The heck? Like I'd ever give you my leftovers, you dummy! You have a huge appetite. If you're going to come for a meal, I'd just make enough for you too. I huff as I turn my away and go back to preparing dinner.
じゃあ私いっぱい稼いで食費入れてあげる。シロはキリツグさんと同じで解消なしだからいつもお金に困ってそうだし。
Big talk coming from you. Why'd you get so many tangerines anyway? You know Sakura doesn't like those kinds of fruits, and I don't eat much of them either. Though I do like the craft essence of where she's holding a tangerine. I might as well ask the question that's been bothering me since New Year's.
別に。あ、けどオレンジペコって響きいいよね。
Well, I was a fool to expect sense for Fujine. I finished preparing dinner. It's past 7. Saber and Fujine are in the living room, and Tosaka, who's usually here by now, isn't. I hope nothing's happened to her. I don't think Tosaka is the type to get in trouble, but I also know she sometimes makes huge mistakes. I guess I'll go check it out. If it's just looking around the house, I should be fine alone. I head out to the hallway. As I'm about to leave the house, Tosaka walks in wearing her coat. Tosaka.
ただいま。何？エプロン姿でお出迎え？割と似合ってるじゃない、そういうの。
Tosaka jokes casually, but her face is completely expressionless. That's scary. The people who can joke like that with such a straight face are the most terrifying sort of people. Tosaka, what were you... The moment I try to ask her what happened, I spot blood on her hand. It's a small blood stain, and her index finger is swollen. Does that mean... Tosaka, I have a bad feeling and I can't keep it quiet.
何よ。つまんないことなら聞かないわよ。
Actually, did you maybe punch somebody?
ごめんと。何かとやかましいシンジにナックルパートを見舞いしてきたわ。
Tosaka huffs and passes right by me. Okay, so she gave him a knuckle sandwich. Then the blood-stained and swollen finger would make sense. Hey, wait! Hold up! What do you mean you hit Shinji, Tosaka?
うるさいわね。気に食わなかったからギッタンギッタンにしてやっただけよ。
To a pulp? When you mean with your fist? You did it with your bare fists?
ベアもベア。グリズリー級にベアよ。
Tosaka snorts again. A brief silence. I don't know what to say, so I keep my mouth shut. An awkward silence stretches between us. Let me get back to the point. You said you punched Shinji. Why did you have to do that?
殴って当然じゃない。私に自分と組めたの、シローは使えないやつだから見限れたの言うからよ。人を呼びつけておいてつまんないこと言うから、殴りつけて黙らせたの。
Isn't that short-sighted even for you, Tosaka? Or maybe Shinji said something so stupid that he actually ticked Tosaka off, even though she's usually so level-headed.
何よその目。言っとくけど、被害者は私の方よ。
I think it goes both ways. But why would Shinji talk to you about something like that? He asked me if I wanted to team up with him.
さあ、あいつシローにライバル意識でもあるんじゃない？私とシローが一緒に住んでるって教えてからかなりおかしくなってたし。
What? You told him we were living together? You told Shinji about us?
ええ、話したわよ。昨日の朝だったかな。シンジのやつ、私を呼びつけて、僕もマスターになったから遠坂と同じさ、なんて偉そうに言ってくるんだもの。なんか頭にきてね。それじゃあシローも同じよって言ってやったの。それで身の程を知ったかなって思ったのに、ついさっきうちの前で待ち伏せしてたってわけで、悪いけどもうエミヤくんの家で暮らしているから、あんたみたいな半端なマスターと協力する気はないって言ったんだけど。何？もしかしてまずかった？
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Shinji was already smitten with Tosaka, so what she told him is just adding fuel to the fire. Well, but still, now it all makes sense. I figured out why Shinji's been hostile only towards Tosaka, and why he's being so persistent about asking her to team up with him. Meaning he...
けど不思議よね。シンジのやつ、なんだって私にこだわるのかしら。あいつの性格から言って、誰かと協力するなんて考えは浮かばないと思うんだけど。
Don't think that's why he wants to team up, Tosaka. Actually, it's because Rin is special to Shinji. Nothing strange about any of this. I think you're special to Shinji. He's originally from a mage family, right? I think he admires you, since you're also from a mage family, but you still have power and a proper lineage. That's why he's so persistent with Tosaka. I think Rin's been a target for Shinji's affection since long before the Holy Grail War started.
ちょっと、そりゃ好意を持たれるのは嬉しいけど。
It must have been a real surprise. Tosaka looks completely bewildered.
ああ、思い出した。そういえば1年の頃、シンジに告白されてたわ、私。
For a moment, her expression as she realizes what she's obviously forgotten is almost comical. I sympathize with Shinji just now.
わあ、道理で懲りずに話しかけてくるはずだ。納得したわ。
Well, whatever. So how did you reply?
ああ、断ったんじゃない？私、勝負事は先出しじゃないと気が済まないの。やるなら自分からっていうか、相手から勝負を仕掛けられても乗れないっていうか。
Tosaka thinks really hard, but she's acting as if she really doesn't remember. I'm astonished. She might be entirely driven by her emotions. Tosaka, I bet you're really bad at rock, paper, scissors.
嘘？なんであんたがそんなこと知ってるのよ。
I knew it. If she likes to make the first move, she's probably not great when she has to react to someone else. Use the soy sauce for that, Saber. Don't you dare try putting mayonnaise on it.
そうでしたか。いえ、タイガがそちらをかけているので、私もそうするべきなのかと。
Fujine is just clowning around. She's hardly a good role model, so be careful from now on.
そうでしたか。以前はさくらを参考にしていたので、シローに注意されることはなかったのですが。
Well, I'm not mad about it. I took the time to make the meal, so I just want you to enjoy it. So, back to our conversation.
シロー、おかわり。お味噌汁は具だくさんね。
Got it. What about you, Saber? We trained harder than usual today, so you might be hungrier.
私は特に。ですが念のため、もう一杯いただいておきます。
Got it. If I find you woke up in the middle of the night and raided the fridge because you were too hungry to sleep, I might die of shock.
ひどい。あれは私じゃないよ。見知らぬ泥棒さんが冷蔵庫を荒らしていっただけだい。
Then go tell that burglar to eat her vegetables as well as meat. And tell her not to eat all the dessert in the fridge, if that's what she was really after. Honestly, you're not... Honestly, you're not like a hungry wild beast or anything.
なに私を虎と呼ぶな
Whoa, I didn't say anything about you. Yow, who in their right mind would throw a piping hot daikon radish at me, you idiot?
シロ、台所の方で鍋が沸騰しているようですが。
Eh? Hold on, Fujine. I need to turn the fire off.
よろしい。鶏肉とゆで卵の醤油煮を早く持ってくるのだ。
On it. I'm leaving Fujine in your hands, Saber.
はい。どうぞ慌てずに調理をしてください、シロ。
I get up. Oh, that reminds me. Why has Tosaka been so quiet this whole time? Tosaka, are you not liking dinner?
別に何でもないから話しかけないで。
She turns her head away grimly. She's not the type to dwell on things like Shinji for so long, so there must be something else bothering her. Fujine goes home satisfied after dinner. Saber and Tosaka are in the living room. At first, that had been awkward, but after training with Saber for the last 2 days, it doesn't feel that way anymore. Saber, you can go to bed. I'll do the rest.
いいえ、シロが眠るまでは私も起きています。シロの魔術がどれほどの腕なのか、リンから聞きたいところでもありますから。
Wait. Is it just me, or is this a Tsukihime track? Got it. Then let's go to Tosaka's room early. You don't mind, Tosaka?
ええ、構わないけど。随分とセイバーと仲良くなったのね、あなた。
Huh? For some reason, Tosaka says this with the same miff tone she had when we were eating dinner.
部屋で待ってるから後片付けが終わったら来て。それと明日からは私も学校を休むから、午後は私のところに来なさいよね。
シロ、リンに何かしたのですか？彼女は怒っているように見えましたが。
You think that too, Saber? I don't know. I don't think I've done anything to make her mad. Saber and I face each other and tilt our heads. We have no idea why Tosaka is so angry.
それじゃあ出始めにこのランプを強化してみて。周りのガラスの強度だけ上げればいいから。
Tosaka hands me an old-looking lamp. I sit on the floor. I cup the lamp with my hands and take a deep breath. Tosaka says it like it's so easy, but I'm all tense from nervousness. I've been trying this every night, but with a success rate below 0.1%. Tosaka says she wants to see what I can do to measure my skill, but there's nothing to measure if my strengthening doesn't work in the first place. I try to shake off any distractions. Right now, I need to focus on the lamp. The blueprint of the lamp pops into my mind. The material of the glass, its composition, the flow, its power. I could see it as if it were a network of blood vessels. Then all I have to do is infuse my magical energy into those vessels. I just have to do what I always do. The sensation of a burning metal rod sliding down my spine. All I have to do is let that burning nerve into myself, however much it shouldn't exist in a human body, and let it fuse with me. As long as that works, all I have to do is pour the right amount of magical energy into the glass. Oh! It shatters. I couldn't control myself, and I ended up using more magical energy than I should have, and the glass shattered. I looked timidly at Tosaka.
やっぱりそうじゃないかって思ってたんだけど、本当にそうだったか。
What do you mean, Tosaka?
そんなの決まってるでしょ。あんたの才能のなさに呆れたのよ。そもそも基本がなってない。まったく よくもそんなデタラメな方法で魔力を生成できるもんだって感心するわよ。
Tosaka, are you mad?
当たり前じゃない。こんな基本的な問題を抱えたまま鍛錬してきたあんたにも呆れてるし、間違いを正さなかったあんたの死には殺意さえ覚えるわ。なんだってあんたはこんな遠回りなことになってるのよ。
I get it, but don't badmouth my old man. It's my own fault that I don't have talent. He's got nothing to do with it.
関係あるわよ。仮にも弟子にしたんなら教え子の道を正すのが師匠じゃない。そりゃもういない人に当たっても仕方がないけど、それにしたってあんたの師匠は初めの手順を間違えているわ。
Tosaka, clearly still angry, takes something that looks like a can out of her bag. It looks like a can filled with colorful hard candy, the sort of thing children overseas might like. I've seen similar containers in Japan too. They hold a variety of differently flavored candies. The white ones are mint.
シロ、手出して。
I do as she asks. Tosaka shakes out the can, and a red candy drops into my hand.
はい、それ飲んで。
What? Again, I do as she asks. It's not sweet. Actually, it has no flavor at all. And the texture is more like a rock than candy. I force myself to swallow it. Whoa! Ow, my throat is tingling. What was that, Tosaka?
何って宝石に決まってるじゃない。見てわからなかった？
She says it so casually, but it's totally outrageous. With a jewel? Why?
仕方ないでしょ。薬も用意してきたんだけど、白を矯正するにはそんなものじゃ効かないの。だから一番強いのでスイッチを開くしかないなって。
That's not my point. Why did you make me swallow a jewel? I can't digest that.
あのね、不安がるならもっと別のことを不安がりなさい。ただの宝石じゃないんだから。今のはまだ分かってないあなたに無理やり分からせるための矯正装置。そろそろ解き始める頃だから気合い入れてないと気絶するわよ。
You say that I'm going to faint so casually. Just as I say that, it starts to get weird. What? My body is burning. My limbs are starting to go numb. Heat builds up in my back in a flare of what I can only describe as pain. I furrow my brow and try to concentrate, or I know I'll fall over. What did... I know this feeling. This is the feeling of failure. This is my body reacting when it fails to construct a magic circuit inside me.
大丈夫。苦しいでしょうけど、今の状態を維持していれば少しずつ楽になるわ。もっとも体の熱さだけは 2,3 週間続くだろうけど。
I really want to respond, but I can't stay composed enough to do it. All I can do is muster the strength to stay balanced so I don't topple over.
いい？魔術師と人間の違いっていうのはスイッチがあるかないかなの。このスイッチっていうのは魔術回路のオンオフだってのはわかるでしょ？ほら、そこにお湯を沸かせる電気ポットがあるじゃない？魔術師っていうのはそれなの。で、普通の人はお湯は沸かせないけどお湯を保温できるポットってわけ。似たようで違うものなのよ、私たちは。お湯を沸かすスイッチのあるなしはもう個人ではどうしようもない問題でしょ。生まれつき、いえ、作られる時に電気ポットか保温瓶か分けられるんだもの。スイッチがない人には一生魔術なんて体験できない。いい？あなたは素人だけど魔術回路は確かにある。つまり適性はあるのよ。だから一度でも魔術回路を体内に作ってしまえばあとは切り替えるだけでいい。スイッチを押して自分の中でオンとオフを切り替えるだけで魔力はなるわ。
calm my breathing. Just as Tosaka said, so long as I maintain my composure, things don't get worse.
魔術回路を作るのは一度だけでいいのよ。だっていうのに、あなたは毎回一から魔術回路を作って自分の中に組み込もうとしている。それは無駄なの。一度でも体内に確立したものなら、あとは切り替えるだけでいいんだから。本来ね、魔術回路を成し得た者は次にいつでも切り替えられる鍛錬を受けるのよ。けどあなたの死はそれをしなかった。だから毎回死の危険性を負って魔術回路を作るなんて真似をしてる。いえ、もしかしたらあなたの父親も同じ勘違いをしていたのかもしれないけど。
I exhale. Sensation is starting to return to my limbs.
ずっと間違って鍛錬してきたあなたのスイッチは閉じている。こうなっちゃうと力技でこじ開けてシロの体にスイッチがあるって分からせなくちゃいけないでしょ。いい？今の宝石はね、そのスイッチを強制的にオンにするものよ。だからシロはずっとそのまま。元の状態に戻りたかったらシロ自身の力でオフにするしかない。それができたのならあとは宝石の助けなんていらないわ。以後は比較的簡単な精神の作用であなたは魔術回路を操れるようになる。
I get that, but can't we do something about this burning sensation? She keeps telling me to turn off the switch, but how am I supposed to do that?
もう喋れるの？はあ、自身のコントロールはうまいんだ。なら思ったより早く元に戻れるかもね。スイッチそのものは今の状態を落ち着けよう、早く楽になろうって体の方で勝手にオフにしてくれるから。あとはそのスピードを自分の意思で速くするだけね。簡単でしょ。
It's not. I don't get it. You say there's a switch, but it doesn't feel real to me.
今はそうだけど、そのうち明確にイメージできるようになるわ。頭の中にポンってボタンが浮かぶようになるから。あとはそれを切り替えるだけで、とりあえず魔術回路は簡単に開けるようになるわよ。
I hope so, but it just feels sick right now.
でしょうね。シロ、今まで強化の魔術を使ったらすぐに魔術回路を閉じてたでしょ。今はその逆でずっと魔術回路が開いている状態だもの。いつでも全力疾走しているようなものだから苦しいのは当たり前よ。けど魔術師ならそれぐらいは必須条件なんだから。マスターとして戦うって言うんならスイッチのオンオフはきっとシローの助けになる。
I know. You took me by surprise, but I appreciate what you did. You're right. Once I grasp the idea of this switch, it'll help a lot.
分かってるじゃない。けど感謝される言われなんてないわよ。私は協力者であるあんたが弱いままだと困るから手助けしているだけなんだから。
Tosaka huffs and looks away. Maybe it's because my body's all warm, but dazed as I am, I find myself thinking that Tosaka might just be a good person.
何よ、人の顔ジロジロ見て。
Nothing. I just thought you weren't really being honest.
そう、そんな軽口を叩けるなんて余裕あるじゃないエミヤくん。そんなに元気なら続けて教えても大丈夫よね。
Tosaka grins wickedly and draws closer. Hold on a minute. I still can't move a muscle, so why is she... Hey!
それじゃあもう一度強化をしてみて。今のあなたじゃ魔力のコントロールもできないだろうけど、その状態に慣れてもらわないと戦力にならないわ。大丈夫。ランプは山ほど持ってきたし、何十回失敗するかわからないけど、強化が成功するまで休ませてなんてあげないから。
She She smiles, and even though I can hardly move, she hands me a lamp. Tosaka, this is brutal. It's like forcing someone to walk a tightrope while they have a 40-degree fever.
参ったわ。まさかこっちが先に音を上げることになるなんてね。
Tosaka glares at me. Her penetrating stare is accusing. Sorry?
私の見通しが甘かった。まさか30個全部壊されるなんて思いもしなかったから。悪いけど今日の鍛錬はこれでおしまいよ。シローの強化を測れる道具がないから。
Come on, at least I tried. I tried hard, even though my body was burning up like I'd been thrown into a boiling kettle. I tried, but in the end, I didn't manage to succeed in my magecraft a single time. You know, if it's just the glass that's broken, you can fix it. I saw you fix the broken window in my house the other day.
無理。あれは普通に破損したものでしょ。こっちはシローの魔力に耐えきれなくなって割れたものだもの。他人の魔力を帯びたものに干渉するのは難しいって覚えておいて。
Yeah?
そうよ。いいからシローは休んでいいわ。今日はスイッチを呼び起こしただけでよしとしましょう。コントロールできるようになったらこの続きを教えるから。
Phew. I appreciate the chance to rest, but what else are you going to teach me?
シロー強化しかできないんでしょ。前にそれしか使えないって言ってたけど、それならもう少し上級の変化ぐらいまで持っていけるかもしれない。強化と変化、それに投影の魔術について教わったことはない？
I have, a little. Strengthening is, as the word suggests, used to strengthen something. Most people typically think of strengthening as just making something harder, but it actually involves enhancing an object's attributes and effects. A sword gets sharper, a lamp grows brighter, and so on. Alteration doesn't need much explanation. For example, you can't start a fire using blades. Alteration is when some ability beyond the object's usual traits is imbued into it. And then projection is... Wait, what is projection again? I remember my old man saying that word a lot, but...
強化と変化は知ってるんでしょ。なら投影もおのずと想像はつくと思うけど。まあ要するに物を複製するって魔術よ。強化や変化みたいに元からあるものに手を加える魔術じゃないわ。基本的には無から1から10を全て自分の魔力で構成するものだから、難易度的には最高ね。けど魔力ってのは使い捨てでしょ。投影で作り上げたものはすぐに消えてしまうのよ。10の魔力を使って作り上げた投影の剣と1の魔力で強化させた剣とでは強化の剣の方が強くなる。強化は手を加えるだけでいいから効率がいいってわけ。その点投影は魔力を使いすぎるからメジャーに使われる魔術じゃないわ。
Oh, I remember now. My old man said something similar. He said it wasn't worth it, so I shouldn't pursue it.
そういうこと。さあ、質問が済んだのなら終わりにしましょう。足元もおぼつかないようだし、部屋の前までぐらいは送っていってあげるから。
Tosaka helps me to my room, and Saber is waiting for me by the veranda corridor.
お疲れ様でした、二人とも。
I don't even have the strength to answer. I just nodded thanks and headed into my room.
シローはどうですか、リン。
ダメ、すっごくダメ。あいつ才能ないわ。
It's a typically merciless Tosaka response. And the next thing I know, I'm staring up at the night sky. Tonight, I'm not trying to run away because I'm anxious around Saber. I'm just trying to let the night wind cool my burning body, and to think about what Tosaka taught me. Once I can use my switch, then it'll be time to think about the next steps. If I can't even manage the simple task of strengthening, I don't know what the future might hold for me. I try to infuse magical energy into a wooden plank I dragged out from the shed as I mumble to myself. A cracking sound echoes up to me. The plank cracks and my strengthening fails. I can see its structure fine, but I don't understand why I can't control my magical energy. Tosaka said I was putting too much power into it. She even said that I should just use small amounts of magical energy and just focus on reinforcing the object's weak points. So she's basically telling me to take it easy. She doesn't have to remind me. Problem is, I can't manage to ease up. If only there was a good way to relax. The sound of barely audible footsteps just reaches my ears. This is the second time I've sensed that presence. What? I don't need anything from you.
それは私も同じだ。だが、リンが気に病んでいるようなのでな。見るに見かねたというやつだ。
I throw the plank away, glaring at Archer. Archer seems curious about the plank. He picks it up.
強化の魔術か。にしても、ひどい出来だ。
What? Yeah, I know I'm not a fully trained mage. I feel bad for making your master take on extra work for me.
いや、そうではない。これに関しては、リンも間違えている。
Huh? What do you mean?
元からあるものに手を加える。それは高望みしすぎだ。そんなことができるほど、お前は器用ではあるまい。
He's just saying whatever he wants, but I can't think of a response. He's right. I know I'm not skilled, and it's my own fault I can't do magecraft properly. There's no point in taking it out on him.
どうした？昨夜ほどの元気はないか？
Shut up! I'm just not saying anything because you're right. It's all my fault for not being good enough. I huff and look away. I don't know how he interpreted that, but...
お前はある意味、死に恵まれていないのかもしれないな。
Archer almost sounds impressed for a moment. That's not true. My old man and Tosaka are good teachers. I'm the one who can't learn.
だからだ。お前相手にはな、何も分かっていない魔術師の方がうまく作用する。天才には凡人の悩みは分からない。リンは優等生すぎるから、落ちこぼれであるお前の間違いに気がつかないのだ。
I don't really get what Archer's trying to say. I don't get it, but if I had to guess, I don't get it. Are you just trying to pick a fight? If so, bring it on.
それも間違いだ。エミやシロは格闘には向かない。お前の戦いは精神の戦い。己との戦いであるべきだからだ。
They say a mage's battle is a mental one. I already know that. But if we're gonna fight, it should be with our fists.
まったく。これではセイバーも苦労しよう。
Archer despises me from the bottom of his heart. I've never seen his eyes like this. They seem filled with real disappointment and anger.
一度しか言わんからよく聞け。いいか。戦いになれば、エミやシローに勝ち目などない。お前のスキルでは、何をやってもサーバントには通じない。
Saber already told me that. I won't win in battle. No matter what grand scheme I try, I have no chance of victory.
ならば、せめてイメージしろ。現実で叶わない相手なら、想像の中で勝て。自身が勝てないのなら、勝てるものを幻想しろ。所詮、お前にできることなど、それぐらいしかないのだから。
I don't know why, but Archer's words strike a chord with me. My heart's telling me not to forget them. More than anyone else, I know I should never forget what this man's saying.
どうかしているな。殺すべき相手に助言をするなど、どうやら私にも凛の甘さが映ったようだ。
All of a sudden, Archer disappears. Archer's supposed to be keeping watch. He must have gone back to the roof where he can do that best. What's with him? I complain to the empty air. Naturally, there's no response. While Archer's words echo in my mind, the cold air blows over my flushed body. Okay, and we will call it there for tonight. I will see you all tomorrow. And have a good night.